Welcome back to Beef Sticks Podcast.
That's right. Season 2, episode 14. That's episode 102, I believe.
102, we're at 102. Oh my gosh.
We said it was 100 forever because we were keeping it there, but we lied.
We always lie to you.
Gotta move forward. Gotta move upward. I think we gotta give a little bit of shout out to the sponsors. We got a lot of content this week, so we're gonna rush right into it.
Gonna talk about who's sponsoring us out.
Sponsor.
Let's go and quantize these motherfuckers.
Yes, let's quantize these sponsors really quick. That's the word of the day here on B6 Podcast, folks. As we quantize, you can maximize your savings with Qualities T-Shirt Company. That's Qualities T-Shirt Co. at gmail.com for all your inquiries on custom tees, sublimation, heat transfer, and vinyl decals, special gifts, sports team shirts, wedding apparel, concert merch, and your general t-shirt needs for any occasion. That's That Dude Saint. Makes his home in lovely Wilmer, Minnesota. And if that ain't what you need, I'm sure Monster Wear Clothing's got you covered. For all your small runner bulk orders on decals, stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, glassware, jerseys, and many other types and styles of fabrics, custom graphics provided, and logo design services offered. Only at Monster Wear Clothing. Find them on Facebook. Tell them Paystee sent you. He'll hook you up real nice.
And Paystee, it is T-minus 76 days to the most interstellar event in this exosphere.
Closer,
we are talking about Galactic Get Down 2019, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing. You can go to Galactic Get Down Outer Space Themed Music and Camping Festival, a 3-day event located on the outskirts of Houston, Minnesota at the breathtaking Outback Ranch. They're going to have 2 stages, folks. There's no overlapping music. You get to hear everybody you want to hear. And there is something for everyone at the Get Down. This is a family-friendly festival, folks. There are plenty of activities. There are going to be people creating all weekend long. We've got artists painting. There's independent food vendors to satisfy every craving. Craft and art vendors lining the paths. Anything that you think that you might want to add to your festival collection, you can get it here. Folks, Galactic Get Down, July 18th through the 20th, 2019, Outback Ranch, Houston, Minnesota. And you are going to get to hear such amazing artists. Some of them you might know. Earth to Clark. We got Big Zach's Hip Hop Showcase featuring Flow State, Mae Simpson, the Bob Pat Band, Zach Deputy, Ira Hayes, and the Strays, That One Guy, Frogleg, Cass Haley, Heatbox, Jeremy Beeman, Gin Strings, and Dead Larry.
Of course, it wouldn't be the time to get down without Dead Larry. They put on an amazing show every year at the Galactic Get Down. I think each one is a little bit more breathtaking than the last. You want to be there to witness this, folks.
Go, be there. Go and find our booth. We're going to be right across from the stage. Find the Cloud Style Broadcasting booth. We will be recording. Again, folks, Galactic Get Down Outer Space Themed Music and Camping Festival, July 18th through the 20th. Outback Ranch, Houston, Minnesota. Make sure you go to galacticgetdown.com to get your tickets. Hit them up on Facebook at Galactic Get Down.
And what do you know, Fat Mack? I'm back with a pod partner of the week.
Parting them pods.
Yes, indeed. This week we're proud to bring you Hotbox Talk with Petrov Phukka. Get in the car. We're going to free your mind today. Hotbox Talk is the newest pod snack in the Cloud Style Broadcasting family. That's right, he's rolling right here with us. And it features your host as each week he takes you on a ride to the controversial. This pod is all about free speech, hard facts, and tough love. Let's put it blunt. You're probably not going to like everything you hear, but you're going to come away from each episode more informed than before. Petrov tackles an endless list of topics from political and social issues to music and munchies and everything in between. You can like and follow the show on Facebook at Hotbox Talk. The first episode will be coming your way very soon. As a matter of fact, we brought him along for this week's Beef Sticks so you can get to know him. Tell us a little bit more of what's in store.
Well, Paystee and Mac, what's in store? Hotbox Talk. Best way to put it is it's conversations and civil arguments all over the course of smoking some of that good smoke. The talk is where any topic can be discussed. No holds barred. It's good families, friends, musicians, artists, as you had said. It's all opinions are all welcome, and it's just they have to have the facts to back up those opinions, not their feelings. That's where the civil argument comes into play. In 2019, this is more of my statement for it. In 2019, it's more divided left versus right. For once in everyone's life, everybody has skin in this fight. That's what's in store for the show.
Very much looking forward to it.
Thank you, Mac.
It's gonna be a good addition to our lineup.
Damn straight.
We are Cloud Style Broadcasting, always changing, growing, evolving.
You need to quantize to us for a variety of your needs.
Save the universe and quantize.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Quantize the cheerleader, quantize the
world.
world.
Oh man, I got in trouble for quantizing the cheerleader one time, but the bitch said she was 18. Okay?
Did you check her ID though?
Well, I mean, there was grass on the field, so I decided to play ball.
She said she forgot it in her car.
I mean, she brought the booze. What the fuck was I to think?
Oh.
Good stuff. We start out with a rape joke just to get things going. Move on from there. That way it can't get any lower than that. Everything's going to be fucking better from here on, folks. We set the bar low.
So when can we be expecting the first episode of Hotbox Talk?
I'm me and my co-host Lester McCanahans is we're banking on the 6th of this month, so on Monday.
Sounds like a good time. Make sure you guys tune in, folks. Give them some love. Give them some support.
Give them some feedback. Let them know what you think. Voice your opinions, but like he said, add some facts with it. Put some sites. Cite where you're getting your news from. Put some tags on there. Let them know where you're coming from with your opinion.
Exactly. Gotta have the facts.
It's the great debate, and anybody can join in.
That's true. Everybody's
I'm
welcome.
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what you bring. I know,
baby toes.
getting some pretty influential artists lined up.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. Yep.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm really looking forward to watch this and watching the evolution of a new podcast.
Well, I'm definitely excited for the ride.
And we are definitely excited to have you join the Cloud Style family, man.
Well, I'm very, very happy to be a part of the team.
So, from one rebellion to the other, Paystee, should we get on to knock out Impact Wrestling Rebellion results from the pay-per-view this Sunday?
Yeah, let's get it done.
All right, Petrov, I don't know, were you able to catch the Rebellion pay-per-view at all?
I was not, but I do have the notes in front of me. So.
All right, and you've been following along with Impact, right?
Yep, John, I do follow it on YouTube mostly now.
Yeah.
I've been more in tune with a couple other companies, but Impact, I still do like to watch them.
Oh, yeah, before we even started recording, you were talking about how you got hooked on MLW, and yeah, that's
yep.
Paystee and I have got hooked. That's probably the number one right now is MLW in my book.
It's the go-to. Nobody makes it as easy as they do. And easy to watch.
It's literally just a good show all the way around. I mean,
I believe Impact is starting to air their full episodes on YouTube also now.
Yep, there are full matches. Yep, I mean full episodes too. But
yeah, so that's always a good way to start out.
Well, that's good news for them. Paystee will be.
To let you folks know, the first 3 matches in the pay-per-view they had not had released as of our recording, so Paystee and I did not gamble on them at all, but we will break them out anyway. We had a 6-way match. Ace Austin defeated Aiden Prince, Eddie Edwards, Jake Christ, Jake Diener, and Petey Williams. I always love seeing Petey Williams.
First off, you shouldn't be able to have 2 Jakes in the same match.
That's Vince.
One of you's got to change
that's
your name
Vince
for the
McMahon
match.
talk, buddy.
It's good to see Petey Williams is back, though.
Oh, I always love seeing Petey Williams, man. The Maple Leaf Muscle.
And the original one with the Canadian Destroyer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He does a Canadian Destroyer better than anybody.
Yeah, wasn't he the originator of it?
If he wasn't the originator, he sure made it famous. I believe he was the originator of it. I do believe so, but I'm sure somebody out there will prove us wrong and be like, this guy in this indie show pulled it out 2 months before he did.
Yeah, someone's gonna be a dick.
It was
James Ellsworth. He's with no chin. That motherfucker could just flip, man.
It was originally called the Canadian Chin Destroyer.
With a little bit of chin.
It's actually how he lost his chin.
This was a okay match. I think I'm the only one that watched this match out of all of us listening, so we'll just kind of knock through it fairly quickly, I think. And actually, until we get to the ones we voted on, nothing was important, but
right. It's like the pre-show on a
that's basically
WWE
what
pay-per-view.
it was.
It doesn't matter.
Up next, we had an intergender match. We had Scarlett Bordeaux with Falaba, who defeated Rohit Raju with Gama Singh and Raj Singh. This was actually a pretty fun match for an intergender match. Of course, the elder and the younger Singh both got involved. Falaba, the big bastard, he got involved, of course. In the end, Scarlett Bordeaux won. She should. If you have an intergender match and you want a happy victory and everything, let the woman take the win.
It's definitely a mouthful.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
I know, right?
I'm like, he didn't even do the research. He's just making up names.
When
he
said Falaba, I was about done. That's not a wrestler.
Falaba. Oh, very fun. Up next, we had a 6-man tag. We had Moose and the North. The North being Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, and they defeated the Radicals. Team composed of Desmond Xavier, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wentz. This match, 9.5 minutes long, and I don't remember almost anything from it. It is a very forgettable match. I have nothing to say about it. It is. It's sad, but I honestly have nothing to say about it.
I find it offensive that Ethan Page and Josh Alexander think they make up the entire population of the North.
It is offensive.
It is.
That is extremely offensive.
So moving on. Oh,
maybe. Do you think they wanted to be called the South, but they're like, maybe.
Oh no,
not.
they're like, it's 2019, boss. We can't do that.
we can't be the South. That doesn't work.
No, we can't do that.
Besides, them boys, the Briscoes already got a lock on the South.
Yeah. Right. No, I like the Briscoes, man.
Them boys.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I didn't get to watch the Crockett Cup. I'm sad.
One of
I
the
didn't get to
best
watch
tag
either,
teams
so don't
that
feel
will
sad.
Never grace WWE.
Hopefully this weekend, maybe we'll get to watch it. Oh, moving on.
Look it up.
These are the ones that we actually got to talk about last week. We got the Knockouts Championship match. Taya Valkyrie defending her championship against Jordan Grace. First of all, I just want to give so much kudos to Impact Wrestling for having two not only super talented, but two full-figured, beautiful women that they are showcasing and putting it out there. You don't need to be some fucking anorexic model cunt just to be in the fucking pro wrestling world. And these two women are so fucking talented. And so many people online give them so much hate for their bodies. And I can't stand it.
Well, that's because they don't fit the normal diva look.
They don't. But I love that. I love it.
You don't need to.
Well, it's reality.
You don't need to. I mean, you don't need to be Nia Jax big.
Yeah, she big.
But even her, she has her place.
I think Jordan...
But she could still get it, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'd climb that tree.
You damn right I would. Jordan Grace is one of the most beautiful women in wrestling right now. But I don't want that to take away from her talent either. Both extremely talented women. Back and forth contest. For a while there, I thought Paystee was going to win this one with Jordan Grace, but Taya Valkyrie still ended up pulling it out in the end. She successfully defended her title, putting the score at Mac 1, Paystee 0 so far in this match.
I vow I'll get a point.
Next up, we had an OVE Rules X Division title match. Rich Swann.
I have to go back and watch all of these. I wanted to watch this whole fucking thing.
I liked, other than probably the championship match, I hate to say it. You could probably pass, but that was a good match. Just compared to everything else, wasn't quite as good, but we'll get there. OVE Rules X Division title match. Rich Swann defending his title against Sami Callihan. This is Callahan. This is an OVE rules match, which I do want to say, I want to preface this right now, Paystee. When we made our calls, we did not know it was an OVE rules match. It was strictly just an X Division title match. I probably would not have made the same pick I made had I known it was an OVE rules match.
Well, I tried to work it into the news last week, and you just kind of blurted it out at the beginning of the show.
Are both Rich
Sami
Swann
Callihan
and
held.
Sam Callahan? Aren't they? Are they both on MLW and Impact?
Correct. Oh, no, you're right. We did know that it was an OVE rules match. We did talk about it. I had forgot about it by the time I watched it. Nope, you're right, Paystee. So I don't even feel bad. You just took away all the points I was going to give to you. This was an awesome match. Just fantastic. This is what you are going to expect with Sami Callihan and OVE rules match. And I got more out of Rich Swann than I expected. Way more than I expected.
It's good to see him showing up and showing off. I always knew he had a lot of talent, and they did not. WWE, even if he wouldn't have been fired, would not have used him to the potential he's being used at right now.
No, they wouldn't have, but I think he still would have been a big name in 205 Live, which obviously means nothing. But
right.
Yeah, I've always loved Rich Swann.
A lot of the like YouTube people I've watched, sort of, they've said like if you look at like how big the roster is that WWE has, it's so inflated with talent they just can't use everybody, no matter even if they tried.
Oh, truly.
So
that's their biggest problem. And then they want to pay people like Brock Lesnar or like we'll be talking about later, Bill Goldberg to come in for these one-off matches that are worth more than some people's yearly salaries.
It's the same problem WCW had back in the day where they had so much amazing talent, but you kind of feel bad for them because not everybody can win all the time. You can't put the title on everybody, and you can't have 1,000 titles or they don't mean anything.
nope, that's true. They don't.
But I mean, every time WWE makes a mistake, that puts more eyes on the national circuit. It's really a great time to be anybody who's not WWE right now.
Oh yeah, they're making mistakes left and right.
It's a huge shift.
Yeah, they are.
I think it's amazing that AEW chose now to come up because I don't think they could have picked a better time in history ever.
Oh, yeah.
I think Cody
try to come
seen a
in
chance
and
to
shake things up.
Strike, and he took his op, and he just was like, you know what, it's a wrap.
He's got the fucking business mind. He knew where the company was going when he left, you know?
Oh, yeah.
WWE you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, yeah, he definitely did.
I mean, they even misused they misused Goldust and Stardust. I mean, they misuse regular talent that just aren't the best, but they just misuse everybody in a general sense.
They do. There's very few people they don't. Now, I will give Seth Rollins a nod, AJ Styles a nod. They've done them good. Samoa Joe depends on the day.
To get him there, though, like I mean, Samoa Joe, like Vince McMahon. I mean, it took him years for him to get him there.
Correct.
And now they're making your show pop. But
yeah, and to your point, if they'd have came there 10 years earlier, he would have just squashed them.
Yeah, easily.
I agree. I agree 100% on that.
Honestly, though, Vince McMahon should do the AJ Styles route and sign indie wrestlers when they are veterans. That way they're old enough, like they're going to finish out their years in WWE and they're too old to go anywhere else.
I mean, that's smart business.
You know what I mean? That's probably his safest bet going forward.
That's what he hopes until they pop out when they're 50 like Sabu and can't do anything except hobble around the ring. But
then you just have them make appearances. They don't have to actually wrestle. You just have them under the Legends contract.
Send him to Saudi Arabia.
Send Sabu to Saudi Arabia.
Well, I mean, even I was even reading something that they got like writers and shit just quit left and right just because they don't like the way it's going.
Oh man, yeah. Our last episode that we had, there's writers, producers, everything that were getting fired, quit, gone. Yeah, it's just it seems it's weird. WWE's in a weird spot to where they're doing, as far as a business goes, they are at the best they have ever been, and they are there's no way that anything negative's happened to them in the next decade plus as a business.
Yeah.
They're doing nothing but making money hand over fist. They can't stop making money. Vince could literally piss on a baby's face while killing a cat, and these guys are still going to be banking money. But when you watch their product, who's watching their product?
Nobody.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, fuck.
And Vince is learning real fast the product is not worth as much as money says it is.
Well, so how does that... That's the weird thing, and I know that's a story for a different time, not during the Impact Rebellion.
Right. Yeah, no, we went off.
I don't know. How do you have the worst ratings ever and the worst shit ever and be making the best money ever? So they are doing something right. I'll give them that as a business. Artistically, creatively, they're not.
Yeah.
No.
But at some point soon, that Earth's going to give out below their feet.
I mean, you could say they're doing money just based on like the merchandise sales and all that stuff that they would, that they buck out every day to little kids who want the t-shirts of their favorite wrestler.
And back on to Impact for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't know why. But fuck it.
That's
we'll just
okay.
talk about Impact during this Impact pay-per-view recap.
It works then.
We had the new guard versus the old guard. Gail Kim came out of retirement to take on Tessa Blanchard. Paystee, I think we all knew that Gail was going to do the honors for Tessa. This was just a fantastic fucking awesome match.
It was really good. Gail Kim was far better than I expected her to be by any means. This is a good match from start to finish. And honestly, the match itself did not feel like it was 13 minutes and 10 seconds.
It went by so fast.
It did.
They had Robert Irvine in there and everything, which was cool.
This is what I know you're trying to pull it back to Impact, but this is what WWE's women's wrestler roster needs to look to when it comes to crispness. It was a very good match.
For sure.
And bringing it back to the WWE, like
it.
Vince, from what I've also like heard and whatever on like dirt sheets, whatever, he doesn't want the women talent to outdo the male talent.
No, he doesn't, because he comes from that old school where they're supposed to be a special attraction,
right?
And the show is supposed to be the men.
No, the women wrestling main eventing WrestleMania was not his idea.
Oh, I bet it wasn't.
Not by any means.
I mean, he wanted to go back to when Jerry Lawler yelled puppies and versus have the women actually wrestle versus just be a hot commodity on somebody's arm for 5-minute matches.
Chocolate titties.
I think Vince is still that way, but I think he likes the money that WWE brings him from being a PG product, and I don't think he'd consider going back the other way. I guess we will see about the time SmackDown moves to Fox, because a change is going to need to be made.
Yeah, I'm not saying he wants that. What I'm saying is that's like in his head, like that's what he wants that type of like that's what he wants the woman.
You're saying that's what the man
without saying it.
The man Vincent Kennedy McMahon. That's what he wants to see the women doing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He wants to make the money off of them without them really doing much of anything to get their paycheck out of it.
And that is an old school frame of mind, and I'm not saying it's okay, but I do understand these guys that grew up in this boys club for decades. I mean, you can it's not okay, but I do see where they're coming from with that mentality. I don't agree with it.
And that's a lot of Gail Kim's complaint with WWE and why she left.
She walked out on a fucking Battle Royal. Do you remember that?
That match.
Yeah.
I've watched that. I've watched that exact scene. I was hoping you guys brought that up. I watched that exact scene like 5 times, and her exact comment was, they told me to get out of the ring in under a minute. I was doing my job.
Yep, she just walked right over the fucking top rope and left. She's like, fuck you, motherfuckers.
No. She rolled under the bottom rope and walked out. She didn't go over the top rope. She just rolled it. And that's what she said. She goes, Vince told me to get out of the match in under a minute, so that's what I did. Just
when you got a talent like Gail Kim and you tell her to get out of the ring in under a minute, it's like, no, you're doing something wrong.
It's fucked up. Like you're misusing the right people.
Then you look at the young Tessa Blanchard, who's only been wrestling for like 5 years, and she's already a trainer for the WoW show on Access Television, the Women of Wrestling.
Okay.
And she's already a trainer there. She's not their head trainer, but it's like...
She's super skilled, though. She is elite.
She is. I mean, without that even being a pun, she is definitely elite. And she is, to me, she's probably the future of non-WWE women's wrestling, is Tessa Blanchard.
I'm going to come out here and say that when she defeated Gail Kim and then went to go talk to her dad, I was like, whoa, Fit Finlay showed up at an Impact taping.
That's awesome.
And then they're like, Tully Blanchard. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like Finlay. You're right.
Yeah. It was really good. I recommend if anybody's going to watch any match out of this whole card, either watch this match or the Full Metal Mayhem match, because either one is fantastic for completely different reasons.
Just do yourself the favor and ignore Tessa's Mortal Kombat hair.
You don't like her?
You don't like her hair? It just makes me mad. It just makes me... The sweat back on the sides and the towel on the top. Like what was it, Melina from Mortal Kombat? Which one was it? I don't fucking know.
They had the mask on her face?
No, she was like...
Purple?
Oh, she didn't have a mask.
No, I'm trying to think of who you're talking about on Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
FYI, Mortal Kombat 11's awesome. Go out and buy it. We got to move on. Impact Wrestling Championship match. Brian Cage taking on the defending Johnny Impact. Remember, special guest referee was Lance Storm.
That'd be dope, dude. I ain't seen Lance Storm in years.
No shit, right? And of course, you know, Impact Wrestling's a Canadian company now. You got Don Callis as part owner, and, you know, Don and Lance have a podcast together and everything. They're tight bros, so it was really good.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, our tiebreaker for this pay-per-view was, does Lance Storm turn heel and help Johnny Impact? I said for the tiebreaker, he turned heel. Paystee said he stays face. For the record, folks, he stayed face throughout this whole thing. But Brian Cage still ended up defeating Johnny Impact, winning the title, even after an injury within like the first 6 minutes from a Spanish fly to the floor.
Yeah, I didn't see the match, but I saw the fall.
Brian Cage
looked rough.
Dope wrestler.
Dude, a lower spine injury is a scary thing to have.
Yeah, that's an end game. That's an end game right there.
I cannot get into Brian Cage. I respect him as a wrestler. Like, I respect everything he does. He's just missing that it factor for me. I've never watched a Brian Cage match that I've been excited after I was done watching it.
I thought he had that it factor.
I wouldn't want to fight him.
Lucha Underground. Because that's where he was like the only one that wasn't high flying, jumping off of shit.
They call him Cage. I always loved that that was his name. They always build him as, they call him Cage.
I mean, he does
like, what the fuck kind of name is that?
He does. I mean, it's just another big buff dude for no reason wrestling. I mean, the buff for no reason part. He's a decent wrestler, but I just think
and he's not. He's an amazing wrestler. I won't take anything away from his talent. There's just, for whatever reason, he does not click with me personally. And I don't know what the reason is, because I want to be a Cage guy. I thought his entrance sucked with his really shitty... In the past few years, we've seen, this is the third, I think, Terminator entrance. We've seen Kenny Omega, we've seen Triple H, and now we've seen Brian Cage. And Brian Cage was the worst out of all of them.
Even though he looks like he would fit it the best just based on his build, because Schwarzenegger was fucking built like a brick shit house. Right.
Oh, yeah, he definitely looks more like a Terminator than Omega. But the cheap fucking costume, the fucking Walmart costume shit that they wore. If you go back and just watch his entrance on YouTube or something, you'll see what I'm saying. It was a really hokey outfit that they made for him that I didn't care for.
That damn seamstress done fucked it up.
Brian Cage reminds me of Sarge from Small Soldiers.
Oh, dude, you just came at him hard for his soul, bro.
Oh, my God. He doesn't, but I love that you said that.
Watch out for the remake in 2021 starring Brian Cage.
I love that you said that. I don't see it at all, but I love that you said that. So, yeah, Brian Cage did win. This is his, I think this is his... No, I'm trying to think if he held the Lucha Underground heavyweight title. This might be his first heavyweight title win, but it might not.
I don't know I don't think he won the Lucha Underground one.
No, I think he had like the Gate, not the Gate of the Gods, what they call it. They had a lot of titles in Lucha Underground. They still do. Gift of the Gods. I think he had the Gift of the Gods title.
They got more titles than they got wrestlers.
I only knew they had, from last time I seen him on Netflix, they only had two titles, the world title and then they had the Gift of the Gods. Which the Gift of the God belt looked cooler than the actual heavyweight belt.
And it's basically a Money in the Bank is what it is, basically. But
yeah, coolest belt on the face of the planet is just a contractor belt.
I know, right? Cool. That's pro wrestling for you, baby. But yes, go ahead.
Anyways, I was gonna say the concept when they first started was the $100,000 or whatever that you could win.
Oh,
that was a decent concept.
I gotta say, Matt, Lucha Underground took a big hit when Dario Cueto was gone.
Oh yeah,
he was the heart and soul of that company.
He was one of the best villains. He reminded me of a Mexican Eric Bischoff.
I know, he was just I loved him. I loved him so much, and he's a real actor too. I can tell.
Hey guys, speaking of Mexicans, in the next match, we saw some amazing shit as LAX took on and defeated the Lucha Bros.
I didn't see that. I gotta watch that match, man.
We just have to point out, Paystee, this is another thing that WWE is not gonna do. Not only did they decide to put the better match on last, even though the championship match was before this one, and they introduced a brand new big name with Michael Elgin, who is another guy I just can't get behind. I apologize, but he is a big get. I'll give him his credit. So they still knew the better match needed to be on last, so they went with the Full Metal Mayhem. Also, this is a main event title match on a pay-per-view with 3 Mexicans and a Puerto Rican. Now, when was the last time you'd ever seen that in WWE?
Never.
Let's
not lie. The fuck? Vince doesn't know what that means.
And goddamn, it was good just from the get-go. Hardcore as fuck. I thought they were going to build it up slow, and then all of a sudden, boom, 2 people through the
right off the
tables.
bat! Right off the bat, they sent on right through the tables.
Who's on LAX now? Is that still Hernandez and Homicide?
No. This is...
No, they're the OGs now. Oh, God, LAX and the OGs had a beautiful feud for the last year.
Oh,
this is Santana and Ortiz now.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
Good looking, man.
Conan's new blood.
But I'm going to say this. The fucking MVPs of this pay-per-view both happened in this match and had nothing to do with any wrestler. First of all, they have a giant close-up of this woman with fucking chicken talons holding a phone in the audience. Like she's not a fucking wrestler. She's just in the audience with fucking, her hands are chicken talons. And you know somebody was on the camera like, holy shit, look at that bitch's hands. And so dude zoomed up and they're like, let's put it on. Click! Because they just do, they do a close-up of this bitch's chicken talons. So, first of all, I screenshotted that shit. I'm going to put that on Facebook. Y'all are going to see that.
Set it as our profile.
I definitely want to see that. Take me in that.
I will. But then the other MVP is the guy in the audience when it's super quiet and like everybody's getting up and kind of moving around and he just fucking screams, "We want fucking tables!" I thought it was fun.
Not get the tables, we want fucking tables.
It was, we want fucking tables. Just loud as shit from some random dude in the audience.
It
was fun. I know, right? You can imagine. But this was super fun, super just, I mean, obviously, if you folks don't watch Impact Wrestling, a Full Metal Mayhem is basically a TLC match. And in today's world, both Full Metal Mayhem and TLC match is basically just a hardcore match where we know we're going to see both ladders and tables.
But when anybody but WWE puts it on, you know it's going to be worth your time.
Yeah, you're going to get better stuff.
Sad fucking true.
I always expect to have my mind blown and have my mind blown far more.
So
I'm
first
never
of all,
disappointed when I watch MLW versus if I watch an episode of Raw.
Right.
Oh. And I get 1 hour of MLW on YouTube, and I got to suffer.
That's all you need.
2 hours.
That's all you need because it's wrestling and not talking.
Yeah, I mean.
So we got to give it up to Santana because Santana, first of all, he ended up taking a fucking spiked Fear Factor through 6 chairs. And for anybody listening to this who doesn't know what that is, a Fear Factor is a package pile driver. And when they spike it, they have Rey Fenix go to the top rope and double foot stomp onto the guy's ass to send him through. So you have Penta El Cerro M standing on 6 chairs with Santana up in the package pile driver. And then when he drops, Rey Fenix double foot stomps on his ass. He kicked out of that. Then they ended up hitting, the Penta Driver. He ended up hitting a Penta Driver on, I think, straight on the table. And Santana kicked out of that, too.
That dude's not kicking out, man. He just, that's a half of a seizure.
It was great.
That's literally what that is.
And for anybody wondering, yes, the end did involve thumbtacks and tables, just to let you know.
Yes.
And ladders.
And ladders.
That is
the ending was fucking awesome.
the thumbtacks.
It looked brutal as
like
hell.
Something that WWE is not going to do.
No.
So, there you go. Right there. You just know it's a better match just based on that alone. One
And
weapon
like I
says
said,
better match.
They did a Spanish fly off of the ladder, and I think it was Ortiz. I don't think it was Santana. And Ortiz did not screw it up at all. He hit the perfect Spanish fly. Something happened with Ray Phoenix where he did not flip completely over, and he landed straight on his daggum head, and it scared the shit out of me. But as far as I know, I haven't heard any injuries from it, so he must have just lucked the fuck out.
From what I had heard, he said after wrestling he's feeling a lot better, but he still hasn't been cleared for Double or Nothing just yet. So that's to be determined. Probably 10 minutes after we upload the episode.
Pretty loopy, that's for damn sure.
I was gonna say, in a lot of the matches, you see him take just some serious fucking head bumps.
Hell yeah!
Like, I mean, I don't know if that's just the way he
fucking
sells
Pentagon
the move.
Jr. took a fork to the head.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. Pentagon Jr. is fucking insane. He just looks so fucking
My
sad.
favorite was the railroad spike with him and Callahan in the hair versus mask match. Oh, loved it.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
I hope somewhere down the line he's able to get the Pentagon Jr. name back, because, I don't mind calling him Penta El Cerro M, but come on, we all know he's Pentagon Jr.
Why did he have to change his name?
Isn't that just what he goes by in Impact? Because I'm pretty sure everywhere else
He doesn't own the name,
Jr.
but some of the smaller companies say it because they won't get sued. AAA owns the name. They own the name.
Okay.
100%.
That's fucked up.
And that's just like any of them. I mean, you look at La Parka. La Parka for over a decade now has had to wrestle as LA Park. Even his son is El Hijo LA Park, the son of LA Park. It's not La Parka, it's LA Park, because AAA owns his name. No different than Vince McMahon. I mean, it's all the same shit.
I mean, and more nowadays, it's getting to where wrestlers do own their names, and that's definitely a better business practice. I mean,
myself personally, as a person that went to like business school, if I seen somebody that I had like let's say their contract, and you're blowing up, I'm just gonna let you have your fucking name. Like, there's no sense in keeping it from you,
right?
Like, especially like you said, there's little small companies willing to use it because they're not gonna get sued or whatever. You might as well just give it to them.
Yep.
Like, if he's making money all over, he's going to come back to your company, make you more money too. Let him have his fucking name.
This pay-per-view ended beautifully with the locker room pouring out and entering the ring and just celebrating the Lucha Bros and what could be their final match.
Yeah, going down around here, it's probably their final match in Impact, at least for a while. So I thought that was super cool that they all poured out. So basically, when it's all said and done, I gave this one a B grade. I probably could have gave it a little higher grade, but the first 3 matches all could have been throwaway matches. The world title match was the weakest of all the major matches, and to me that hurts your show. It shouldn't be that way. So I give it a B for what it was. And Paystee, you can throw an adjustment on here after you go and watch the whole thing and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
And
for now, I'm going to let your grade ride. I can assume, and I think you'd probably agree, that the Full Metal Mayhem match was the match of the night.
It's going to be hard for me. It's either Blanchard Kim or the Full Metal Mayhem, because they were both, they gave you 2 different things. And if I'm looking at it as my fan who I am, I'm going to say I'm going with Blanchard Gail Kim as the match of the night, because I am more of a technical wrestling person. And the fact that this was the only just regular one-on-one, no strings attached, nothing else match on the card, and it was that amazing, I think deserves to be shined. So I'm going to go with that.
Well, the bloodlust lover in me has to go with the Full Metal
I
Mayhem.
can't argue.
Bloodlust lover.
But like I said, that could change after I watch the pay-per-view. I think I am really going to enjoy Rich Swann versus Sami Callihan.
Yes, you are.
What does the OVE rules mean?
So OVE is Ohio versus Everything, and it's a group with Sami Callihan and the Chris brothers. And so OVE, it's no different than Raven rules back in the day, where just OVE rules is they can do whatever they want. It's always going to be hardcore rules. And pretty much any match they're ever in, that's what it is.
Chugging right along, Paystee brings in a 2 tweet from out of left field. My favorite Twitter Interaction of the week between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Starts with Bray Wyatt tweeting, "A couple of years ago, Randy Orton did some pretty bad stuff to me. He destroyed my temple, uncrowned me as champion of the world, and caused my brother to abandon me and betrayed my trust. Worst of all, he didn't even say he was sorry. But I forgive you, Randy Bo Banders." In which Randy Orton replied, "You had WWE spend $2 million on photo-projected bugs. What did you expect me to do? At Trailer Park Boys, Bo F and Bandy, over and out. Hashtag House of Horrors."
Okay, Paystee, you have to explain to me the fucking Bo Bandy thing, because I'm lost.
Jim Leahy, the Lush Park owner, he's a raging alcoholic. He is married to a woman, but he's in love with his assistant, Randy, who is a portly fellow who wears khakis and no t-shirt. And he calls him Randy Bo Bandy. And in one episode, Randy was fed up with their shit, and he said, "Bo F and Bandy, over and out." And so that's, yeah.
So is Bray Wyatt calling Randy Orton Randy Bo Bandy?
I don't think Bray meant it. I mean, I'm sure he watches Trailer Park Boys and shit, but I think Bray meant it just kind of in character in his gimmick, you know, because he shared it with the meme of Wowie Zowie from his show or whatever. So I just think it's him being character-ish. And then Randy Orton pointing out the Trailer Park Boys reference because Orton's a badass.
Cool beans.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. Also, I have to ask Randy Orton, how much money did you make WWE spend on that giant sperm you rode down to the ring at WrestleMania? I bet that cost about $2 million, at least. I don't think he made WWE spend that money, though. I think Vince is like, well, we got to do this then.
You know what would make Randy look really awesome? He rode a giant sperm down to the ring.
You know, I'm really liking this Bray Wyatt character thing. This week, he painted a picture like Bob Ross and coined the word of the day to be sociopath. So,
you know,
that's good.
I'm just really skeptical about it, and you can't blame me.
Oh, yeah, no, you gotta,
you know,
you hope for the best, prepare for the worst when it comes to Bray Wyatt. He deserves everything.
100%.
They allude to him getting everything and then fuck him over in the end.
And now on to the Savage Sentinel, Paystee. We got quite a lineup today. They didn't let us have a break. The last few weeks have been just full of news.
Heavy news. And I know last week we promised you a segment from the front lines of the national wars. But that's going to have to be held off. I think I'm going to try to get it around sometime before Double or Nothing. But in lieu of that, we bring to you this massive Savage Sentinel. It's a segmented Savage.
We segmented the Savage when we quantized him. Paystee, Uncle Dave had something to say about one of our favorite Hispanics.
Uncle Dave, he's my favorite.
He mentioned a rumor that Alberto El Patron could fight Tito Ortiz. I don't know if kids nowadays know who Tito Ortiz is, but when we were around, he was the UFC guy.
The Huntington Beach bad boy.
Guy. So Ortiz, the former UFC light heavyweight champion, has signed with Combat Americas. Combat Americas is an MAA promotion El Patron formerly served as the president over before stepping down. And now it's believed that he could possibly even fight the new signee under the promotion's banner. Now, this could seem kind of off to some folks, but remember, Alberto has a background in MMA with a professional record that's a pretty decent 9-5.
But will he and USADA get along?
Well, that's always the question.
To be determined. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, I'd probably rather watch him do MMA than watch him wrestle.
I mean, let's be honest. He's better at MMA than Punk.
Yeah, well, it's not hard to accomplish. I think I can do better than Punk.
Phil Brooks got his ass whooped.
Damn right.
I would not fight Cage. I would fight Punk.
You wouldn't fight Cage in the cage?
No.
I'd give him these ones.
I'd fight Punk.
Would you fight Punk with a Punk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I get fireworks to shoot at him then?
Sure, I'm down with that.
All right.
Throw some Roman candles at him.
Wonderful.
You can dodge these candles.
Brock Lesnar has apparently retired from MMA this week.
Again?
After the UFC refused to meet his demands for pay. Since his last bout there, they have changed their pay structure, and competitors are paid based on pay-per-view points. That doesn't fly for Brock Lesnar, who wants a lump sum for one fight so he can move along. And this is likely just a power move to see how much he can really get in the end. Lesnar, The Undertaker, and Bill Goldberg are scheduled to appear at WWE's next Saudi Arabia event. I think that's coming up this month.
And I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm probably gonna watch it and masturbate in shame.
That's all right.
And of course, the return of Bill Goldberg is just leaving fans and superstars alike groaning and rolling their eyes. When hearing the news of Goldberg's return, Randy Orton tweeted, "Well, there goes another $3 million. In related news, Mick Foley said he would willingly relive his legendary Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker in Saudi Arabia if the WWE wanted it enough and if the price was right. And let me tell you, with the Saudi officials, anything's possible."
First of all, no, Foley. Just don't kill yourself, please.
He won't survive that a second time.
No, we don't want you to die, buddy. We like you. Your reality show sucks, but we like you. No, I think the whole retired of MMA thing, I mean, I think we all knew it at this point. He's super happy doing what he's doing in wrestling, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, and like I said, it could just be a power move. You know, he's going to do the Saudi Arabia thing, show him how much money he can get there, and eventually he'll be back in UFC. It's just once the money is right.
I don't think he wants to. I think he's ended on a high enough note that he doesn't need to. Remember, he ended winning, but that win is tainted.
Yeah, it's a no contest now.
Exactly. So I don't know if he wants
that result. That's cool.
Oh yeah, they officially changed it to a no contest.
Yeah, he
after his USADA fail.
He tried to tell USADA that it was a foot cream that made him fail.
I imagine he's got the nicest feet.
You know, the fact that he tried to use that as a legitimate excuse versus like accepting the fact you might have used a PED, you know. Brock is Brock, though. He's fucking, you know.
Yeah, but remember a while back, or this was over a year ago now, but when X-Pac said it was hemorrhoid cream and it wasn't fucking meth, and it turned out to be hemorrhoid cream.
Yep.
He wasn't shitting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, no pun intended.
He wasn't shitting comfortably.
He wasn't shitting comfortably.
Brock,
it's like sometimes the weirdest thing is legit.
He wasn't shitting comfortably. I can just only imagine Pac sitting down to us not being able to shit comfortably. We got this.
That poor guy has ripped his sphincter more times than most gay men.
That's so...
But, as far as the Undertaker, Bill Goldberg thing, I mean, these whole Saudi Arabia things, I'm just sick of them.
I hope the Goldberg thing is a one-off appearance and he does not come back to ruin the title picture. I'm hoping none of these guys decide to ruin.
We don't want Undertaker back. Undertaker should have left at his quote-unquote retirement match.
He should have left.
I'm okay with these Saudi Arabia shows because, like pre-show matches, they don't matter. But I worry with Lesnar retiring from MMA. Now he's going to want his Universal title back, and then we're just going to be back in the shit.
I'm okay with Lesnar. Lesnar is a legitimate badass who can hold the title and bring legitimacy to the title. And I know, yes, I'm the one out of a million people that actually thinks that, but that's me. I don't mind Lesnar holding the title. I don't want Taker or Goldberg or fucking even Randy Orton holding it.
I mean, I do agree Brock Lesnar should be the man to hold the most consecutive days of the Universal Championship for the foreseeable future, just because of who he is. And it's a new championship, so it's like...
You spoke that so eloquently, Loke.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't do that very often.
I know. That's why I had to give you props. It was awesome.
Wow.
I loved it.
Gold star for me.
Oh, gold star from the Daily Star. Because in an interview with the Daily Star, Kofi the Kingston was asked if he was worried that one of his New Day mates might turn on him to get their hands on the gold.
I like gold.
In response, Kofi stated that if Big E or Xavier would have won, he would be just as happy. He said, as a team, when one of us wins, we all win. Kofi went on to insinuate that even with the WWE Championship, the New Day still follows the, quote, Freebird rule, meaning any member can defend the title. While this is kind of nice in thought, it's hard to see Vince ever allowing that to happen, and it kind of would dilute the title itself, I would believe.
I think New Day could pull it off, but I don't see Vince being okay with it ever.
They could pull it off as a gimmick, but that turns Kofi's title reign into a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't see
New
it
Day
happening.
is just a gimmick.
New Day is, but why can't we make Kofi something?
Right. No, I agree. But you
Well,
gotta
he's
look
been
at
around.
things through Vince's eyes, because that's the way things are gonna happen.
Vince doesn't like anybody who's fucking even... I wasn't going to say tan, but he loves like Hulk Hogan and shit, so I don't know. He doesn't like any black person. Let's just say that right now. Vince McMahon does not like black people.
He doesn't like anybody that's not white. Let's just say that.
That's
Exactly.
the better way to go.
Anybody who's not Caucasian.
Or
I mean,
short
look
like
at- I
Rey
mean,
Mysterio.
Look at how he did Rey Mysterio. Let Rey Mysterio win the title and then let John Cena take it an hour later from him. I mean, Vince is a douchebag.
Yes.
And I'm assuming the only reason Kofi got the title is because he's been around for so damn long, and they just want him to hold it until someone can take it off.
He only
of
got
him.
it because Mustafa Ali got injured and wasn't able to compete in the Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, and then it turned into a whole Daniel Bryan thing, and it escalated, and...
It's far better than it would have turned out with Mustafa Ali in the same seat, I think.
Well,
I don't think
would
Mustafa
so.
Ali would have even got it.
I feel like that's where they were going before he got injured.
I don't think so. I think he was a scapegoat, but I think once Kofi replaced him, they had to put it on him.
Well, then he also fills the scapegoat shoes, though, too. I mean, you're gonna end up losing it to somebody. Like, I mean, I seen that thing that's
Not really,
I mean-
because Mustafa Ali, is so much smaller than Kofi, and also
Yeah, that's
is a
true.
brand new guy, where Kofi is a legitimate contender and has been around forever. So I think it's apples to oranges. I don't think it's apples to apples.
I'm hoping it's a long title reign, although I wouldn't be mad if Kevin Owens peels it off of him at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
I would be cool with if it's a decent reign, but I mean, if it could bounce back and forth between him and someone else, that's not, I mean, just like they used to back, like when I was like 10, 11 years old, between Rock and Austin or whatever.
I loved that shit. I loved that shit. But nowadays, I'm starting to get more towards give me a not annoying, feasible long-term champion. I don't want a John Cena. I don't want a Brock Lesnar. I don't want a Roman Reigns. But give me a feasible long-term champion that I can.
I remember thinking Triple H's reign with it was just ridiculously too damn long.
Oh my God, Triple H's reign of terror.
Nepotism.
Like, out of all the people I've ever disliked the most with their reign, I mean, I like him as a wrestler. He's a good wrestler, but I was like, when he had that reign, I was like, give it to someone else. Like, Jesus, fuck.
Oh, Petrov, I've loved you so much more after you just said that sentence. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, buddy.
Moving on from that, Paystee.
Yes. In Midwest independent wrestling news, almost a year to the day since its inception, Warrior Wrestling will host a star-studded event from the illustrious Marian Catholic High School's West Gym in Chicago Heights, Illinois on May 12th. Wait, don't tune out, folks. It gets better. The card will feature wrestlers from Impact, AAA, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, Lucha Underground, or what's left of it, Ring of Honor, and All Elite Wrestling.
Paystee, this is going to be the greatest card to ever take place from a fucking Catholic high school gym.
Right.
Holy
and most
shit.
of us will never even get the chance to see it. I did check out their website. They have some matches from previous events. But, God, this is
a legit card.
Yes, this should be on Fight. 1 year after their inception. This is their 5th fucking show.
This is a legit card. The motherfuckers are praying to the right God, apparently.
Dude, it's a good time to be anybody not WWE right now.
It really is.
Who would ever thought I'd say it's a good time to be Catholic?
Oh, just wait. I've got the card for you. It's not in any specific order.
Anybody can be Catholic for a day. Don't get that twisted.
Oh, that is true. That is true. I think you just eat a cracker and drink some wine and you're good.
You gotta hit the confessional at least for 5 minutes and get a Hail Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you gotta touch a little boy's dick too, though?
No,
I don't know if I'm willing to invest in that.
No, we don't do that around these parts. No.
Oh, you're Catholic.
No, I'm Christian.
Oh,
that's not a part. That's not a
I
part.
love how he said, "I'm not Catholic. I'm Christian." That is very different.
Nations made to separate us all.
All right, go ahead. What's the card, buddy?
All right, so it's Warrior Wrestling 5 Mayhem, MAY-HEM. In case you're trying to look for it somewhere down the road, which you should be with a card like this.
Not to be confused with Peter Mayhew, who just passed away recently. Rest in peace, Chewbacca. Go ahead, Paystee.
Yes, rest in peace. Do a Wookiee call for me. Thank you, I don't got that talent. So, we've got a star-studded lineup featuring matches such as the Lucha Bros versus Daga and Volador Jr.
I love Daga. He doesn't get enough love. Beast.
I'm not familiar with Daga.
He's the one that has, like, the gummy tongue.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has that, like...
you know what...
I think I know what you're talking about.
He looks like a Mortal Kombat character, like, if you think about it.
He does. And he's got a big tongue, and it just... Yeah. I don't know what it's made out of, but it just looks like a giant gummy to me. Like, I want to eat it. Every time he spits his tongue out, I'm like, God, that looks tasty.
I've never felt like that, but I respect your opinion.
You know, he's got a cute butt, too, so that kind of leans both ways.
I ain't got nothing for that.
We've also got Eddie Edwards versus a very rare appearance lately from Austin Aries in a steel cage match in a gymnasium at a Catholic church.
It might be in their basketball court. You don't know, because that's already got a cage around it.
Sam Adonis versus Pat Monix.
Okay, so why do you have this one singled out in some weird box?
It happened. I was tabbing through to get everything lined up, and then that happened. I couldn't go back, and I'm like, okay, you stay this way now.
That's cool. I figured that was the thing. I just wanted to call you out on it.
He chose not to go back.
He chose not to go back.
It's all about choices, bro. All about choices.
Right. There's only so much time in a day.
One of my favorite pro wrestlers is coming up in this next match, though, Paystee.
Could that be a member of the Space Pirates?
It could be.
All right. So, yeah, we've got the Space Pirates. That's Shane Saber and Space Monkey, not Mafia, versus the Ugly Ducklings, Colby Carino, Rob Killjoy, and Lance Lude.
Just before you guys say anything, I have no idea who any of these guys are.
Hey, I know who Space Monkey is because of Galactic Get Down last year.
Space Monkey's badass.
Space Monkey Mafia is also badass.
Space Monkey is a monkey that got sent up to space, got bombarded with gamma rays, which gave him exceptional wrestling powers, and he came back to Earth, and now he wrestles.
That's some real shit.
Space Monkey is also what they call it when you let somebody choke you out while you're masturbating.
That is true also.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Facts. Facts.
I'm going to Urban Dictionary that shit and
do
look
it
up.
I'm going to expect you to bring it up on Hotbox Talk.
Oh, I'm going to. Space. I'm writing it down right now, man. You don't even understand. Under Sex Move Space Monkey.
On this episode of Hotbox Talk, Petrov and Lester give each other space monkeys.
No, we're not doing that.
While doing dabs.
Oh. Who else do we got on this card, man? This card isn't over yet, right?
Yeah, it's juicy. That's why we're taking our time here. You got to savor every minute because this is almost better than the pay-per-view we just talked about. This isn't even a pay-per-view.
We're talking about choking each other's chickens while this is all talking about taking matches in a Catholic church. So
that's high power casual for the show.
Let's be honest. There isn't anything more Catholic than doing something shamefully sexual, is there?
Yeah, and choking. I think choking is heavily Catholic.
Oh, it's very Catholic.
We'll say it is.
That's facts.
What happened there?
I don't know. I'll tell you what happened here, though. Brian Pillman Jr. versus Robert Anthony in a hair versus clown match.
Oh, shit!
What the fuck is a hair versus clown match, you ask? Well, BPJ has got his hair up on the line. If he loses, Robert Anthony and a clown get to shave his head. If he wins, he gets 5 minutes alone in the ring with the clown. Somebody's getting doinked.
I'm telling you. And it's not just the choir boys this time. This should never have took place in a Catholic fucking church.
It shouldn't have.
It writes itself.
It shouldn't have. It's hard not to make these jokes.
Who do we got next, Paystee?
Well, after their amazing showcases at Impact Rebellion, we've got, and this was the headline match. This is where I heard about this, was just talking about this match, and then I kept reading, and I'm like, whoa, all of this is news. But Tessa Blanchard versus Jordynne Grace, vying to become the inaugural Warrior Wrestling Women's Champion, with women's wrestling legend Molly Holly as a special guest referee. And I did not know this, but Molly Holly resides in St. Paul, Minnesota.
That's where she's from, I believe, man.
She's originally from Minnesota.
I just didn't think she lived here. But now that I see her and the way she acts and talks, I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
I totally see you in her window. I just see you in her window looking at her. No, that's what I see.
And that's huge. That's huge. Two Impact Wrestling names. I mean, they wrestle other places as well. Vying to become the first Warrior Wrestling Women's Champion.
Isn't that? Those are the same two women that fought on Impact, right? And you were saying they
were two separate matches. Tessa Blanchard fought Gail Kim, and Jordynne Grace
was Taya Valkyrie.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That shit looks like
this
an
is like the
upgrade,
amalgamation of those matches, you know.
Oh my gosh, you busted out amalgamation, Paystee. I'm in love with you. You're just rocking it today.
I'm eloquent.
You ate your Wheaties.
He ate them Wheaties.
It was actually beef chow mein.
Oh, I don't care. You busted out the amalgamation. I love it.
I love this card. And then also announced, which probably won't happen, Brian Cage versus Wardlow for the Warrior Wrestling Championship. Brian Cage currently holds the championship, but he may be replaced by Filthy Tom Lawler, in my speculation, in what would become a non-title match, as Filthy Tom was just announced for the card with no match yet.
Yeah, and we all know what happened to Cage. And
yes.
But I mean,
boo-boo my bum-bum.
It might be a miracle they could heal him.
They could.
I'm not sure what happened to Cage, but I'm not a big fan of Tom Lawler, man. That's just, I don't have, just like you said about Cage, he doesn't have an it factor for me. I just can't get behind him.
Yeah, I get that. I see that. He's very mellow and just kind of, he isn't mellow, but yeah, he hasn't reached that next level, I don't think.
No, but I mean, him holding the MLW title on him, I'm not mad at that, him at the champion. The dude can wrestle his ass off. I'm gonna give him that all day.
Yep.
So he can definitely.
I just wouldn't want to be close enough to him to have to smell him.
He is still missing something.
A shower.
He's missing a shower for sure.
It could definitely be a shower. I mean, the UFC gimmick, he could always pick a different. I mean, I know he was in the UFC, but he could definitely pick a different gimmick, because now it's. Now, I mean, there's so many people now that are trying to cross over this.
Yeah, I'm not liking. There's a lot of I'm a UFC guy gimmicks in wrestling right now, and it's just
MMA is back in the day.
Even Chris Jericho's been MMA training for his bout coming up at Double or Nothing.
Back in the day, we had Ken Shamrock. That was the only MMA pro wrestler.
Yep.
And now we got like tons of them.
Or we had Steve Blackman, who was a black belt in karate. I mean, that's about what we had. But yeah, now everybody wants to be it. I mean,
and fun fact, he was a white man.
Yeah, he was.
What? Holy shit!
A lot of people don't know.
Steve Blackman was a white man?
He was. It was insane.
Oh, fuck.
I know, mind blown, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what to think anymore. Next thing you're gonna tell me Barry White is fucking black. I would just fucking off myself right now if that were the case. And before I off myself, let's move into the contract dictions, Paystee.
Yes, indeed. It's time for contract addictions, where we go over all the controversy contracts have to offer. And we got a lot on the table this week. That's why it's got its own title.
Poop ton.
Missed one.
It's going to be fun time, folks. Lots to catch up on.
What about the Austin Aries company will be representing?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Yeah.
The real
welcome.
question remains: which of these companies will Austin Aries be representing? We know he's got something coming up on the 25th in Las Vegas. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. AEW, cough, cough.
To be fair, that kind of fits right in with the contract dictions.
It does.
That's how we kick it off. We tie up the last segment in the next segment.
And then we got
With WWE's 3 strikes and you're out wellness policy, you'd think unhappy superstars like Sasha Banks and Luke Harper might have an easy out from the company.
just do heroin.
Right? That's their solution. That's the answer to everything.
That's my answer to everything.
Car
Kid can't
needs
learn to
oil?
ride
Do
a
heroin.
bike? Do heroin. Motherfucker will be pedaling.
But according to Dave Meltzer, this has been
Funky
attempted
Dave.
and foiled by WWE brass in the recent past. It appears that WWE will not fire any superstar who is trying to get themselves released via drug usage. The company may drop a second strike if the superstar agrees to attend rehab, but in some occurrences, the WWE reportedly stopped testing after the first 2 fails. Now, Meltzer didn't drop names, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of these examples was Paige when she was with Alberto El Patron. I mean, they were doing some crazy stuff.
They were, yeah.
And she didn't care if she was in the company or not. And WWE wanted her there because of the movie that was being made.
Right.
It would make sense to me.
I
Fun
would
facts,
agree.
though. Although marijuana will not get you fired, the
What?
official policy from World Wrestling Entertainment Inc. reads, in the event of any positive test for marijuana, the WWE talent shall be fined $2,500 per positive test, which shall be deducted from WWE talent's downside guarantee. But in some cases, this can be circumvented by obtaining a medical card, which, by the way, is the exact same policy for alcohol.
Probably without the medical card, but
Right. Hey, it's good
I
news if
need
you're
to
Matt
get
Riddle.
I need to get a fucking alcohol medical card.
How do you obtain that? I bet you have to go to Wisconsin.
Probably got to go to Wisconsin, I'm sure. Yeah, Matt Riddle for sure. He's sitting here like he's counting out. He's collecting all of his checks and he's putting out $2,500 from each check. Just like, all right, this is my savings bond. This is for each.
Why do you think his
fucking test.
life goal is to retire Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? That payout will cover him for life.
Right? He can smoke weed the rest of his life and be good.
Keep the money, Vince. I'm good. Go get high.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that Riddle has a medical card, though. He's a smart cookie.
Yeah, I would assume so.
But yeah, it's good to know. I mean, we've kind of debated this back and forth, and it's good to have some solid facts there.
It was nice to be able to. I'm glad you fucking looked into this because it's nice to be able to have the actual World Wrestling Entertainment
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, so we know exactly what it is. I was always under the assumption that you could be fired for marijuana, and I know in the past you could, but obviously times change.
Yeah, definitely in Rob Van Dam's case.
Oh God, Rob just did an interview where he said he wrestled most of his matches of all time high.
No, I know, but he still got canned for it.
Yeah, he got busted though as champion, and he got arrested for it. It's like that's bad when you get pulled over. And they do in the World Wrestling Entertainment Inc. thing. They have a separate thing for if you break a law. So if you were to get pulled over for driving while high or having more marijuana than you're legally allowed to, they could still do more than this to you.
Damn. Is that why the Uso brothers didn't? Is that why the one Uso brother didn't get fired? Is because it was just a DWI versus a DUI?
No, because he technically that wouldn't be an alcohol related. That would be breaking a law, so he could have been fired.
Yeah, the Uso wasn't driving. It was his wife driving, and she wasn't intoxicated, apparently. She had just turned the wrong way down an intersection.
Oh, she was drunk.
I think, wasn't he arrested twice? Wasn't one of them?
Oh, yeah. It was one and then the
one
other.
got arrested, and then the other one got
It
arrested.
was about a year span away from each other.
The broad
Damn.
was driving the wrong way down the street, and she was drunk. And then he got out, and he got violent and resisted arrest.
Yeah.
So
that's what I
both of
heard.
those they could have been let go for those reasons. Anytime you break the law, WWE can let you go.
Yeah, but a lot of
So-
times WWE will say, that's their own problem to deal with. And that's what they did in the case of the Usos.
It depends on who you're related to.
Yeah. You got the Rock's blood, you're going to get a few extra passes.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're as hard on drinking as they say they are either. I mean, most
Obviously
people don't
not.
drink anymore.
Well, no.
Sad. They play
Well, I
video
mean-
games.
If you think about it, if he's testing you for everything, if that's the only thing you're able to do, that's what you're going to end up doing.
You can do cocaine. Come on, that'll be out of your system pretty soon. How come they don't do cocaine anymore? We just talked about this, Paystee. They need to be able to fucking let them do cocaine again.
I think so. The promo work would be far better.
God, it was so much better when they were on
It
cocaine.
was. Well, one group that might do cocaine in WWE would be the Revival, harking back to the days of old.
According to Fightful, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder have turned down lucrative multi-year deals with WWE. The members of the Revival were reportedly offered 5-year deals at $500,000 a year each. Their current contracts are rumored to expire sometime next year, 2020. Similarly, Gallows and Anderson were offered new WWE contracts worth millions of dollars. They also reportedly declined the offers and are expected to be finished with WWE when their current deal expires this fall. Both teams are very talented, underutilized in WWE, and might be on their way out despite big money offers that would provide them long-term financial security. What does this say of the state of wrestling right now? Kind of what we've already talked about.
Right. It's a great time to be anybody but WWE. And it's a great time for your contract to be coming up. Just do the smart thing and be like Dean Ambrose and don't say nothing. He left and he still hasn't even said anything negative. Probably the wise way to go in all of this. One person who's not doing things the right way, though, is Lio Rush. PW Insiders reporting Lio Rush has acquired some backstage heat in WWE due to some recent behavior, including Rush allegedly bringing friends and family backstage without proper credentials, letting his wife change in the female locker room, blowing off advice from senior Raw talent, and an issue that stems from ignoring unwritten backstage etiquette for junior members of the roster on overseas tours, which includes menial tasks such as setting up common areas and providing water to talent returning from the ring in gorilla position. These tasks are designed to show a sign of respect, which rubbed people the wrong way when he ignored this and complained to WWE management.
Never complain to management.
No. Did he not watch Enzo in WWE? I mean, that's the exact path he's taking right now. On Thursday, it was reported that Rush turned down an offer for $300,000 to remain with WWE, asking for double that as his rebuttal. Sources say he then told WWE to release him so he could show them what he could accomplish outside of the company. A fan took to Twitter in a now-deleted defense of Rush for being made to carry the bags of veterans and awoke the ire of Chris Jericho, who responded, "Key statement there is, if I was a big star in WWE, you're not. So you don't know the respect and dedication you need to make it in WWE. I never once made a young guy carry my bags, but I was shown respect every day. To disrespect the vets in any way is taboo in our biz."
100.
And I've seen a lot of people online trying to defend Lio Rush, and nope. No, this company has been around long
He's a
before
prick.
you, and it'll be around long after you.
So you mentioned Jericho responded to this, and I
Yes.
just want to take the time to say, for anybody who hasn't heard Tessa Blanchard's episode of Talk is Jericho, she talks about how when she started, she purposely found the longest fucking roads to travel, and she would drive up 5 hours to New York to set up rings, to get shit ready for the other wrestlers, and 5 hours back home without ever even wrestling. She wanted to pay her dues. She wanted to put up all of the rings. She wanted to sit back and go to the gym 5 times. She said that when she went to Japan to Stardom, She would wake up, she'd travel an hour, she'd walk a mile to the bus, go to the gym. She'd walk a mile from the bus to the gym, a mile back from the gym to the bus to go to the stadium. She'd walk a mile from the bus to the stadium. She'd work out there, do her runs, run the ropes, do her matches, practice, this, that, or the other, walk a mile back, go back to the last bus to get home, walk home a mile, and do that. That is called dedication. That's called loving your art form. That is what makes great pro wrestlers.
Yes. And Rush doesn't got it.
And I like Leo Rush. He's got the it factor. He's got that down.
Oh, yeah.
He's got heat. Both in real life and, both kayfabe and shoot. Right, he's got heat.
Like Enzo, he's a heat magnet you want, but you got to be able to rein him in. And I don't think he's willing to be broken.
And my understanding is they've separated him from Lashley now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I haven't watched, but that was my understanding.
Yeah, he wasn't on this week, and they haven't said anything about it, and he probably won't be on going forward.
Yeah, they're not, even during one of the Lashley's things on the last show, they didn't talk about Rush at all during the entire, little promo segment.
See, it's a shame because he's a talented young guy who does have that it factor, but I'll be the first to say, if you're not willing to respect the business, then get the fuck out of the business.
I want to hear him make an album with Enzo, though, so he can get out of the business and do that.
Well, they can definitely rap together.
Yeah, they can do that. That's fine. They'll sell 5 albums also.
I know he brought his wife in the back, and Finn Balor told him, brought him to the side or whatever and told him, try it. That's not the way we do it around here, da-da-da-da. And basically from what Rush said, he's like, you pretty much go fuck yourself. I'm not listening to that.
Right. You're not my boss,
she goes everywhere with me.
So Finn Balor was not happy with him fucking his wife in the asshole? Is that what you said? He took his wife in the back, and then Finn Balor said, that's not how we do it here. So just vaginal for Finn, right? Just vaginal?
I thought Balor Club was for everyone.
Well, yeah, but front door only, buddy. No back door access. Maybe an oral presentation every now and then.
Die.
Oh, that is bad, but Paystee, there's also some bad news for Lucha Underground. According to LuchaCentral.com, Lucha Central has learned that Lucha Underground performers Matanza Cueto, Ring of Honor star Jeff Cobb, Famous B, and Exolicious, All Elite Wrestling's Sonny Kiss, have all sought legal representation in order to get their releases from the promotion. Scary. As previously mentioned, Lucha Underground had allowed the releases of Joey Ryan, Ivelisse, and Cobra Moon all last month. Also of note, it is being reported that Willie "Da" Mack could be added to the list of Lucha Underground wrestlers seeking releases from their contracts. Evidently, a cease and desist was sent to NWA for the use of Mack, who was formerly the NWA National Heavyweight Champion up until this past weekend. Lucha Underground used to be one of my favorite shows ever, and they're slowly sliding down, and little political things like this don't help.
No, not at all. It's going to be hard for them to find talent to replace the ones that are trying to escape.
Well, like we've been saying, every company, if you're able to jump from company to company happily and be able to do what you want, it works. But if you get suckered into some contract you're not okay with, and then you see everybody you've ever worked with going to random companies to make more money and do what they want to do, you're pretty much going to try to follow suit, especially if you're able to be that good of a star. Like Willie "Da" Mack, for as big as he is, that boy can move.
Oh, shit, yeah. I love "Da" Mack.
So the fact that he wants away from there and he wants to go somewhere else, just let him go. There's no sense in trying to keep him. You're going to have a very upset wrestler at that point. They're not going to, not that they won't put on a good show, but I can't imagine that they're going to be happy about it.
Yeah, why have unhappy talent in your locker room when you can let them go and then bring in fresh new talent to liven up your show?
Exactly. And there's always going to be more younger talent that wants to happily come in and take over those spots.
They have a cable fucking show. They have an hour on cable every week. Fuck yeah, they're not going to have a hard time replacing any of these people. I'm not talking down to any of them. I love Jeff Cobb. I love Willie Mack. I love Sonny Kiss. I'm not saying anything against any of them. Famous B. But they're not going to have a hard time replacing them.
No. There's always fresh talent. That's the beautiful thing about wrestling. There's always the next generation to raise up. And more companies need to embrace that. Big talent is going to get big and they're going to go elsewhere. That's the natural order of things.
Yeah, but just let them go.
Yeah, do yourself a favor.
It's all about chasing the money.
I don't want to be out Lucha Underground, you know? I don't want to see them crumble.
Not at all. They're awesome and they're a great alternative. And they're the one wrestling promotion that is completely different than every other wrestling promotion. Like, there's nothing like Lucha Underground out there. Nothing.
No, it's the TV show of professional wrestling.
Yeah. You know, I love MLW, but you could even argue MLW, Impact, CZW, ROH, they're all similar products. Different, but similar. But there's nothing like Lucha Underground at all, at least not in the United States. We want to keep that.
Yeah, for sure.
But don't act like this.
Nope. WWE can get away with it. I don't think Lucha Underground can.
No, they're definitely not big enough. And I mean, eventually, if you see, all the, AEW's out there, so, if you know, they know Vince isn't accepting their contract, there's a chance that if they want, they might be able to go to AEW.
Yep. And even WWE
and catch it.
Has allegedly let certain big name guys go.
Yeah, like Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
Who posted a new video teasing his return to the Indies under his Jon Moxley moniker. Remember, Ambrose is no longer with WWE. I threw up air quotes there, guys. Having his final match at The Shield Final Chapter. This newly reborn Moxley made his first public appearance at the Cauliflower Alley Club Reunion Awards in Las Vegas early this week to talk about his career and to present an award to his first trainer and longtime mentor, Cody Hawk. It was a beautiful little speech and segment. I liked it a lot.
It was nice. It was very nice. Oh, man.
He's playing this hard. He's having so much fun with this right now.
Whoever is working us good. And I don't know who it is, Paystee.
Nope, but somebody is.
Petrov, I don't know who it is that's working us.
I don't know.
Either WWE has Dean Ambrose and they're going to let him go out for a little bit, do his thing, and build the Jon Moxley brand and bring him back as Jon Moxley, which would be smart for WWE.
Yes, it would.
Or he signed with AEW, and they're promoting him in a way they haven't promoted any other wrestler that they've signed.
Right, like they just got a whole new video production team. Because that is some WWE quality video production.
I mean, the only other...
Well, they have that WWE money to be able to do that.
They do, but...
So, and I could definitely see Jon Moxley just leaving in the WWE in a sense. I don't think Dean Ambrose is happy. His character's been just beat down over the year. Yeah, it's garbage.
For sure.
When the Shield burst on the scene, Dean Ambrose, in my mind, was the clear leader of the Shield, and then after that, it was dead for him.
Dean Ambrose cannot come back. Jon Moxley could.
Yeah, no.
Whoever did this video package, Petrov, have you seen this? Do you know? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I have seen this. Yes.
Whoever did this has got high fucking standards in production quality. Like, this wasn't Ring of Honor. This wasn't Impact. This wasn't even New Japan. Like, unless he just...
That's why you have...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's why you kind of have to think it has to be AEW, because they have the money to be able to literally...
But they haven't done this for anybody else.
Yeah.
They're still doing Being the Elite like it's a fucking... Like they're high school
like it's a reality
kids
show, yeah. So if this is AEW, and it could be, this is the first guy that they've really done something very different with. So
It works, though.
It's got us talking.
There's the other rumor, too, that Dean Ambrose was friends with somebody on the inside in WWE, and they made it together before he was released without saying anything to WWE.
I don't buy that for a second. Do you know how well WWE is run?
It's a pretty. I mean, anything. I mean, there could always be someone that's willing to pull off some shit, man.
Yeah, but who's going to be able to get a production crew together, a set together? They have to have editing done. Like, this is multiple people involved. This isn't just one guy saying, "Hey, give me a." Xavier Woods couldn't do that shit. Have you seen any of his shit?
He's got all the shit you need with up, up, down, down.
I got better fucking production values than his up, up, down, down. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I just think it would have to be some company that really would be willing to want him.
Everybody wants him. Wherever he falls is going to be great.
To me, it almost seems like if this video is any indication, it's either WWE, AEW, or Lucha Underground. I think they're the only three that have this production.
I do think his first match back as Moxley should be for CZW.
I would love that. Oh, I would just fucking love that. And bring Sami Callihan. Let him team with Sami Callihan.
Or fight each other.
That.
Or fight each other.
No, I don't want them to fight each other. That has to happen later.
To fight each other.
Yeah, well, but that has to happen later. That has to happen much later. They need to start off fucking teaming.
And I can't imagine that Vince is going to want to have anything to really do with the John Moxley character because he can't.
Well, he wouldn't do. It wouldn't be John Moxley. It would just be a villainous character with the name of John Moxley.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But you can't, like, if you look at all of his other matches as John Moxley, that shit's bloody.
No, he wouldn't be able to do the Switchblade conspiracy as well as fucking Callahan and Moxley did. But I could see him using the name to get people on board with a dying wrestler.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see the Switchblade conspiracy back.
I want the pink hair
anywhere. I want him with the pink hair. Let him join OVE. He doesn't have to be from Ohio. Fuck it.
He said, fuck it.
Well, really. Let him join OVE with Sami Callihan, his former partner. And then you could have... Then you could have friction between the Chris brothers and the Switchblade conspiracy. Hello? Come on, it writes itself.
It does. Well, I do know one thing. The number 25 was heavily represented in that video package, so I think we're going to find out a little bit more about what he has in store for us on the 25th, which happens to be Double or Nothing, because he's a fucking bastard.
Right. Which almost makes you think it isn't Double or Nothing, like they purposely put 25 on there, so, yeah.
Well, they could have put it in there, just keep everybody guessing like we are right now.
Of course.
Like, we're going to get everybody all stirred up.
But fuck 25, Paystee. What do we know about Kurt Angle and the number 5?
Well, Kurt Angle revealed in an interview with Wrestling Inc. that he signed a 5-year contract with the Devil, WWE, that will see him do part-time work in front of the camera, possibly as a manager or GM. He will also be working behind the scenes as a producer. I'm going to help the wrestlers with their technique. I'm going to help them structure their matches. It's something I'm very good at, and I thought I would be able to contribute that to the company.
I think this is perfect for Angle. I think this is awesome. Good for him.
He should.
He doesn't need to be wrestling anymore.
He should have stuck with StarCast.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, if he could have made his appearance in StarCast, yes, that would have been awesome.
If he really believes he can make a positive difference in WWE, more power to him, but I don't think anybody can.
You don't think having Kurt Angle tell you the small little intricacies about this hold or this suplex isn't going to help?
Well, I think he'll help the wrestlers. I don't think it's going to help the company in the least.
Well, if you help, I mean, we need to help the wrestlers. That's what he's talking about. Let's let him do it. If he's going to help wrestlers with their technique, who else would you rather have?
I mean, if I was going to have someone teach me a suplex, I'd either be Kurt Angle or Chris Benoit. I mean, that dude could do a fucking suplex.
He could teach you
and
a
Chris
thing or two.
Benoit will kill you and your wife and your kid. So let's just go with Kurt because no murder. Fuck. Shit.
Like I said, I just think, I don't know. I'm more happy with Kurt before he came back to WWE. As soon as he came back to WWE, he aged like 30 years.
He did, but I think this is where he wants to end his career.
I understand that.
For business reasons.
Yeah. It makes sense.
He had his best matches in Impact Wrestling. Let us not forget that. He had great matches in WWE, but he had some fan-fucking-tastic matches in Impact.
Well, that's because Impact picked up wrestlers that WWE wanted nothing to do with.
And now they have all of
fantastic.
Impact Wrestling picked up wrestlers that WWE fired for drug reasons, and Impact didn't test them for drugs. That's how Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy. I was just showing
Kirsten Jeff Hardy versus Sting.
Oh, God, don't show anybody that ever. That is the biggest black mark on pro wrestling ever.
I watch that clip every day to know I don't want to go down that road.
Oh, God. I watched that live, and it was disgusting. It's the only time I've been embarrassed to be a fucking wrestling fan.
Do you want to know the odd fact about that and then Kurt Angle?
What's that?
And the number 5? He had to take 65 Vicodin a day at the height of his drug addiction.
Angle?
Kurt Angle did.
That's a lot of fucking Vicodin.
No shit.
I'm like, when he said, when I read a statement that said he had to take 65 a day, I was just in motherfucking awe. I'm like, you had to have been as high as a donkey. Like, there was
but look at that cat, man. Like, I'm a big dude, but he's solid.
Oh, no, his neck is as big as your fucking thigh.
Yeah, 65 Vicodin for him are like 10 for me. You know.
No, I know, but that's the way he said it. It's just I just had to take 65, you know? That was the number. That's where I felt it was bad.
Well, this motherfucker
was bad at 55. Like,
so not only did this cocksucker win an Olympic gold medal with a broken neck, he won a WWE World Heavyweight Championship with a broken neck. This motherfucker just wrestles with broken necks like it's nothing. Like he's got a fucking runny nose.
That's what he's going to contribute to the company. He's going to teach Daniel Bryan how to wrestle with a broken neck.
Daniel Bryan,
he's going to be like this. Exactly. He's going to be like, this is how you do it, boy. That's how you do it. Watch.
That's how he did it. And he couldn't even take his fucking painkiller for the Olympics because it was considered a steroid. So he had to do that shit fucking just completely with no painkillers, because if he took his painkillers, it's considered a steroid.
Somebody should turn Kurt Angle onto the benefits of marijuana.
That gave him more reason to go out there and be like, I'm gonna fuck him up because they didn't give me my motherfucking
I know, right? He's like, this motherfucker's going down. Dead. I don't have time to waste on this bastard.
I'd smoke a J and sing campfire songs with Kurt Angle.
I bet he would do it, dude. I bet he would do it. That'd be dope. I would smoke weed with him just to get Angle slammed. I would let him do it. I would just take that bump. I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, do it. I don't want the ankle lock. You can Angle slam me, though.
Well,
we'll do it.
I think we all know that Angle is definitely an Impact Hall of Famer, whether he does have it. He is an Impact Hall of Famer, actually.
Yeah. And he'll end up in the WWE Hall of Fame as well.
But
he is.
If he is
in
the he's in both.
That's how he came back.
Other important folks in Impact Wrestling are current X Division champion Rich Swann, who has inked a new 2-year deal with Impact Wrestling, while suggesting he may be sticking around for much longer than that. And also the aforementioned Willie Mack, who's trying to get out of his Lucha Underground contract, re-signed with the company for a multi-year deal.
Yes, indeed. Both superstars seem very happy with their position in Impact, and they look forward to helping the company grow as a whole. And I think these guys are perfect for the brand.
They're being used correctly.
They are. Both of them are being used well.
Their voices are being heard. I mean, the contracts alone let you know, like, it's like they're whatever they're doing, they're being heard. They're able to hold titles. Like, that's all they want is they want to hold titles, get some wins, and at least have their creative voice heard as a wrestler. Like,
Petrov, Paystee, we're going to knock through these 3 injury reports real quick because we got to get into our weekly Elite Dirt Sheet. Paystee, you want to bring us into this first one?
Yes, indeed, Mac, I will. New Impact World Heavyweight Champion Brian Cage suffered a back injury during his title match against Johnny Impact, as we had mentioned earlier. The spot occurred approximately 3 minutes in when Johnny Impact delivered a Spanish fly to Cage from the ramp to the floor. Cage was able to finish the match, but it's been reported that Cage had trouble walking backstage and was taken to the emergency room. On Friday, news broke that Cage had been pulled from this weekend's Impact TV tapings. That's 4 episodes, folks. And he could miss even more time due to the extent of his injury.
So he got injured 3 minutes in on a 14-fucking-minute match. That's, as much as I'm not into Cage because he doesn't have the it factor, that's fucking awesome. And I give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Almost as badass as that referee from last week.
Not as badass, but almost. But in a follow-up to an injury that we did report last week that isn't a referee, Paystee, Jeff Hardy underwent surgery to repair the damage in his right knee on Thursday. The surgery did go well, and Jeff says that if the first 4 months of his recovery go well, then he should only be out 6 to 9 months. The Hardy Boys, sadly, recently defeated the Usos to win the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I don't know why it's sadly, but it was, because, the Usos should have kept it, I guess. But they had to relinquish their titles, sadly, which makes more sense.
Yes. Also, WWE has yet to release the cause of Daniel Bryan's absence in the weeks following WrestleMania. Although this week sources are saying he has been cleared to compete and could return to in-ring action as soon as next week. Rumor also has it that if Daniel Bryan would have been cleared last week or the week before, Kevin Owens would still be a face and a member of the New Day in Big E's stead.
And he should have been. That's so sad. But you can't plan these things.
I'm really sad that they already flipped him. Kevin Owens is so good on that slow burn.
Also.
We knew it was going to happen eventually. 3 weeks would have been great. 1 week wasn't enough.
Oh, 3 weeks my ass. Give him fucking 3 months to slowly burn that. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you could have the Festival of Friendship all over again. And it might even be better than the first time. So right, that wraps up the injury report and our Savage Sentinel for this week.
Wow.
Lowie
Lots to talk
zowie.
about. A lot of good shit. But now we got to get into the weekly Elite Dirt Sheet.
Yes, indeed. Kicking it off with a headline. Apparently, in response to Triple H's barbs about AEW at the WWE Hall of Fame, Cody fired back asking, "You mean to tell me that some pissant bodybuilder making every match and no disqualification, meandering around the crowd, throwing jib cameras at his opponents, compares with a Kenny Okada match? Or some bra and panty spectacular that can match up with what the women did last September 1st? Or even Dwayne, as electric as it was, rhyming and raising, was it really better than what Punk said sitting on that stage?" In the same speech, he said he does not wish to end Gold Dust, but he looks to kill the Attitude Era.
So AEW has finally fired back. Is that good or is that bad? Petrov, what do you think? What do you think about that?
I think it's probably the best move they can do. Start to piss off everybody.
WWE fired the first shots.
They did.
Well, I mean, if WWE is going to fire the first shots, you have to fire back. I mean, if they can't, if I think is like a smaller promotion, obviously they're smaller, but if you already got the Sharks' attention and they're trying to get,
and they got the Sharks' attention. WWE is moving WrestleMania into AEW territory next year with WrestleMania Pirate Ship.
Tampa Bay.
And that's, WWE's going to do what they can, but they're not going to be able to match it. And that's where I think AEW's got the upper hand with like what they're like. I mean, they got some of the best heels working legitimate microphones on a YouTube channel just to get people hooked. Like Vince ain't got that going on. He isn't doing anything they're doing. So when Cody and them start popping off, they're not scripting it. So, I mean, Vince don't really have a chance against, he's going to get outwitted. And then they have the money to back it up, so I don't really see how Vince is going to win.
WWE is going to be a big beast to take down, and if they do it, it's going to take a very long time.
Oh yeah, I mean he's like Mac said, he's making money hand over fist, But then again, the other company, the owners own Carolina Panthers. So again, they're making money hand over fist.
Oh, they have more money than Vince by far. They do.
So I mean, they can literally buck you off whatever contract you want, whatever deal you want, just to get you to sign, and there's nothing Vince can do. So yeah, I mean, it'll take decades to knock him down.
But remember, they didn't become as wealthy as they are throwing money away. So if AEW doesn't return money, it's not going to be like they can just keep dumping money into it. I don't see it like Dixie Carter and Panda Energy where they went fucking, where they started going negative for years and years and years.
Yeah, no, I don't think that'll happen with the Khan family either.
No, I really don't think they're going to end up like, I don't think the family's going to allow it to go belly up. I think it's the people they're picking. I mean, if you look at them, they're hand-selected fucking talents that are so, I mean, there's no way you wouldn't want to pick up.
No, and it's like I said earlier, there's no better point in history for this to go down
than now.
Yeah. Well, I do disagree with both of you. I think AEW probably shouldn't have fired back and should have stayed quiet at least until after their first pay-per-view. But I agree with everything Cody said about the Kenny Okada matches, about the bra and panty matches, about Punk's pipe bomb being probably a bigger impact than anything The Rock ever did. I agree 100%. There are also reports coming from Wrestling Observer Radio that the Lucha Brothers will be exclusive to AEW, which would be a huge coup for All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this would be just the United States. The deal is between All Elite Wrestling and AAA, who want the Lucha Brothers exclusive to All Elite Wrestling in the United States and exclusive to AAA in Mexico. Now, sadly, this would mean that the Lucha Brothers' appearances with promotions such as Impact, MLW, CMLL, and others may be coming to an end. Now, this would kind of make sense as they did just drop the Impact tag titles, as we mentioned earlier at Rebellion.
And were so celebrated in the ring by the entire roster.
That made it look like they were going to be gone for a while.
But Impact does fall outside of the United States. Let's not forget that.
That is true, Paystee. It doesn't say North America, it says United States.
Yes.
But my guess is because they air television in the United States, it would be different. But I don't know that. I would assume that's what it would count.
I'm sure if Impact offered up the right deal, there's room to talk.
Well, I mean, money always talks. I don't know if they're. I mean, I'm assuming they. I mean, if that's, that's 5 different companies you could bounce between. So I really can't imagine that they're going to want to sign just to 2. Like, if there's 5 of them, like, nah, I'll just go to all 5.
Right.
They can make shows work. If they're already making shows work, why not? I mean,
them being if they are indeed locked to AEW in the United States, though, that is by far the biggest get All Elite has gotten so far.
Second biggest.
You think second biggest? You still think Jericho's bigger?
I think Jericho's
I think
bigger.
They're more current. I mean, Jericho's current.
I think Jericho's bigger.
But Jericho don't got 20 years left.
I don't think they're signed for 20 years.
No.
I think Jericho is a good mouthpiece. I think they're he's a good amazing mouthpiece to have to talk up your company. And then those two, if they actually get signed exclusively, that's just an amazing team to have, whether it's tag team or singles competition. You got 2.
If I'm just putting a dollar amount on what is going to be returned to the company, I think Jericho returns the biggest dollar amount to AEW. That's my opinion.
It's a good opinion though. I mean, he's a big draw. I mean, just his whole fucking persona is an amazing draw.
I mean, Kenny Omega obviously doesn't draw that money.
No,
Cody Rhodes doesn't draw that money. I think the only people that could even maybe is the Bucks.
Yeah.
And that's a big maybe. I think Jericho brings a bigger dollar amount. That's me. I mean, and I'm the indie guy. I don't even want to watch WWE, but I'm just trying to look at it realistically. I'm sorry. I have to do that.
Well, he is. He is a big draw. I mean, he was able to put on a cruise and have did it like sell out or something?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like, then I mean, if that was just him, and I mean, if a bunch of other people.
Yeah, let's be honest. He sold out, but that's with help from Impact and Ring of Honor, and
New Japan.
And New Japan, and not only that, but from different rock bands and from
Comedians,
Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was.
I know. I'm not saying none of that, but I'm saying like the fact that he was promoting it the way he did. Like you said, he bring a big fan base.
Yeah, he's the only one who has ever done that. Nobody can take that away from him. Show me another pro wrestler
in 5 years.
Yeah.
It's the Beef Sticks crew. Join us in a kayak up on the North Coast.
Yep.
Lake Superior.
I got a canoe with a bottle of Crown, so we're good.
About a fucking 24-pack of Beef Sticks Slim Jims, motherfuckers. Oh, what a fucking punk move, Paystee.
I know. I hope you're ready for a shot of penicillin, Fat Mack.
Oh, shit. Well, you know, I always am after a Friday night because of, you know, what I do on Friday nights.
Well, here you go.
That sounds intense.
Fans hoping CM Punk would make a surprise appearance at All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing later this month were dealt a blow recently. Punk is booked to work commentary for a UFC Fight Pass event held on the same evening, May 25th, 2019. Though both of the events are in Las Vegas, so if the timing was exactly right...
I mean, Jericho proved that, right?
Right.
I just have one thing. Why is he doing commentary if he got his ass whooped both times?
You know what they say? Those who can't, teach. And those who can't fight, commentate.
Right.
Well, I'm saying, but like, you're going to commentate a fight? You got your ass whooped. You should just go back to wrestling. Do your thing in wrestling.
No, he shouldn't go back to wrestling.
Honestly, for the last few weeks, it just feels like Punk's trying to feel out if there's anything left there for him. And I think this will be a one and done. And I think after this, I think unless he's going to clean up after the fucking
in all honesty,
boats.
In all honesty, I think if I gave the motherfucker a tuna sandwich, he would come to my fucking house and put on a clown suit. This motherfucker is done. He's gone. He's washed up. He's shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn, you got some hate for him, huh?
It's been hard these last 2 years. He hasn't made it easy. He hasn't. We've wanted to love him.
He as a person is a disgusting human being. He as a person. That's not even his talent.
Yeah.
He is a talented person. Super, super talented person. And I'm pissed that so much talent is wasted on this disgusting human being.
It's so true.
I mean, I'm not going to say he's a good person, but I mean, another day I'm going to have to find out why. I need the backstory.
All the fucking shit he's done. He's suing his best friend because his best friend stuck up for him in a court case.
Yep.
How fucking dirty is that?
Don't worry,
I'm getting sued by WWE.
Except for this portion, which you have to pay.
WWE is suing me, so come here, you have to fucking defend me, but now you have to pay my court costs because you defended me against WWE in court. That's disgusting.
It is. And then telling friends
it is.
that people who were his friends in WWE, if they don't quit the company immediately, they're no longer his friends.
Yeah, if you don't leave now, you're not my friend. Well, no, business
bullshit,
and friendship are two different things. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's disgusting. He is a super talented guy and was one of my favorite wrestlers and is still to this day one of the best on the mic. I think he's a disgusting human being, though. That's my feeling.
I still want to see him in All Elite.
Yeah, you can be an amazing worker, but still be a piece of shit.
Well, I know, but we talked about this last week. It's like Chris Benoit. It's like, get the fuck out of here, Chris Benoit.
Yeah,
you know
he did do that. What he did is highly.
And
if he did it,
shut up, Paystee. I love you to death.
I'll never let that one lie.
Paystee, I thought before. Well, what
he knew? He knew. Chris Benoit knew Vince McMahon had some sort of responsibility in the death of Eddie Guerrero. Vince does shit. Vince runs a fucking literal mafia behind the scenes of WWE Incorporated. I've went on about this. I don't have to do this again. Search the episode.
Do you want to know who really runs some shit behind the scenes? That's Sports Illustrated.
Yes, they do.
Paystee,
Illuminati confirmed.
Former Sports Illustrated columnist.
They illustrate and illuminate.
Jennifer Decker has found herself in a new role within All Elite Wrestling. She'll act as host for AEW's Double or Nothing weigh-in and a press conference as part of StarCast 2, with the possibility of joining full-time as an interviewer. No stranger to the wrestling world, Decker participated in a WWE tryout back in 2012, although she sustained a concussion and a stress fracture in her neck after 2.5 weeks at the camp and was unable to continue her wrestling career.
She was fracking in her neck?
Fracking!
That's how you get fire to come out your faucet.
Rack 'em, frack 'em. And is this the time to mention that AEW, I'm going to throw them under the bus right now, they're charging $40 for the weigh-in. Just to watch the weigh-in and press conference, they're charging $40, and they're charging the press to cover the weigh-in and conference. So they're charging the people coming in with the mics and the cameras, and then they're charging the people watching from the mics and the cameras also. They're double charging us.
Double or nothing, man.
Dude, they're turning very WWE very, very quick.
I do agree they should have held off on that. This is your first pay-per-view as the company. I mean, I guess if you're going to set a standard, you set it early, but...
I guess, but this seems like a lot to ask of something that has never put on a single show ever.
Right? Well, I guess time will tell if people buy into it. People are buying these $100 fucking Joy-Cons for their Switches.
Yeah, if people pay for it, you can't dog them, I guess. But then don't claim that you're for the people. I don't know. That one's always just that seems really weird to me just recently.
Yeah, and after they put on all these press conferences that were free, open access.
Yeah, I got nothing more to say on it. That's all I had to say.
Yeah. Well, I got one last piece of note for you.
What we got?
On Friday, SEMA revealed his OWE partners to take on SCU at Double or Nothing will be T-Hawk and El Lindaman. That would be my superhero name.
Oh, shit.
My name is El Lindaman. Yes, this match will be 6-man tag team action. T-Hawk is a 29-year-old from Japan who currently wrestles for Censored Wrestling Entertainment. Because we don't say that word around here.
No.
Well, you might.
I have in the past.
Why don't you quantize it for the people?
I'm not going to quantize. Quantize.
I don't
quantize in public, not without a fucking wig and mascara and lipstick. Come on, you know that.
OWE, folks, stands for Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. I don't know how they get away with it.
I made the white guy say it. Ha! You racist fuck.
Hey, I didn't say what you tried to get me to say last week, so
I'd have said it.
It's okay. But he also frequents both Wrestle One and Dragon Gate.
Two great companies.
He lost to Bandito in the first round of PWG's Battle for Los Angeles last year.
Bola!
And he is the current Wrestle One champion. El Lindaman is 24 years old and also wrestles for OWE, Wrestle One, and Dragon Gate, as well as DDT, everybody's favorite comedic relief in wrestling.
I just picture like a dude dressed up as some gal named Linda.
With
I am
underwear
El
pulled
Linda
over
Man.
the whole get up. Like,
he's got like a spatula and a fucking apron, and it's like, I'm Linda Man!
And
My
he
name
looks
is
just
Linda.
like Linda McMahon.
Yeah, why not?
They just drop the
What about
drop the Mick and add an L.
Like Juwanna Man?
Juwanna Man, yes! Great movie, by the way.
Or Mrs. Doubtfire. You know, can always cut out with Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire is a
fantastic
fantastic movie.
If
also.
you want to whitewash the whole thing.
I mean, let's be honest. I think any movie where a man dresses up like a woman is a great movie. I have
Big Mama's House 2
many times. No, that's a bad movie.
What's the movie where Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze dress up as chicks in the movie?
Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
There we go. That's a fucking good movie too.
Paystee didn't know that one.
You. No, I did not. But I'm applauding you right now.
That is a great movie.
Well done. Pulled that one right out the air.
Paystee didn't know it. You called me on it, but I had it. I knew exactly which one you're talking about.
I was happy that you knew it because I really didn't know what the movie was.
It's a good movie.
It really is. It's a fucking classic.
It is.
Probably not a classic for 2019.
No, it doesn't date
nowadays,
very well. No,
nothing ages well in these days.
Not a lot. Well, I think that's the end of the show.
Did you have any other points you wanted to hit on? Petrov, let us know some more about yourself or anything that you want us to know about your show going forward.
I guess the only thing I can really say about the show is, I'm going to have to have you guys on.
Oh, of course.
Hell yeah!
I definitely have to have you guys on so I can hear about them conspiracies.
It's
definitely something I'm willing to talk about, man. Oh, I'm a conspiracy.
You give me
nut.
1 minute and one piece of news, no matter what it is, I can pull something out.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to.
Two kids, Paystee. You ain't pulling out fast enough. I'll tell you that right now.
He just wanted to get the 2 kids over with. That's what he wanted. He was like, you know what? I'm getting this.
Right, I got my girl.
Over with
Double or nothing.
He did.
Double or nothing.
I went all in.
Double or nothing. He did go all in.
Their mom went all out.
Thank you. That's true.
Yeah, she did.
Thank you, Petrov Phukka, for joining us. I appreciate it. It was great. I look forward to having so many more interactions with you, and I'm looking forward to listening to your new show.
Well, thank you. I'm looking to be on the guys' show as many times as you guys want to.
Yeah.
Anytime you feel the time is right, you watch a good event you want to talk about, let us know. We'll put you back on. The people will speak.
That sounds good to me.
With that being said, I am the Fat Mack.
My name is Paystee.
And I'm Petrov Phukka.
And we will fucka you next week.
See y'all later.
Shut